Hello and welcome to episode 26 of the All Round Coaching podcast. Co-host is Mel is here as well, and we have got client Pauline on today as a guest. Topics we want to cover today is ageing and exercise. Obviously it goes beyond aesthetics, so we just wanted Pauline's input and obviously a little bit of backstory into yourself. So hello guys.
Hello. It's been a while since I've been on. I feel like you've replaced me.
I know, I did my little bite-sized one on my own, didn't I? I like talking to myself.
It feels like a waste. It feels like a while since we've actually recorded a podcast. Like we did one a couple of weeks ago now together before the holiday. So and then you went off kilter and did your own little mini one. So it's been nice to have a break. I'm back, baby.
Yeah. I thought obviously this one it matters to me, and obviously to get Pauline on just a little bit different. But my question to Pauline is obviously why did you start back exercising, and why did you start coaching, and probably why did you start coaching with me?
Well, because historically, I mean, obviously I have exercised in the past, and I've been to the gym. I mean, my first experience of a gym was probably in the 1980s, so I'm a little bit of a fossil, so, as we all know. But when I first walked into the gym, it was sort of old-fashioned, cobwebs, stuck sweaty feet.
Still does.
An old woman in the corner who was like massive, like muscles, full of veins, dead brown, dead wrinkly, no teeth.
She sounds frightening.
And if I looked at her, she probably would have knocked me out. But and the guys looked like they just come out of a carpet shop because they were walking around with carpets under their arms. So after that, but I think people in the 80s sort of like took a lot of steroids and stuff like that as well.
What kind of gym would it have been then? Would it have been like an independent, small little thing like?
Yeah. So when you put the thing in and pulled it down, it sort of stuck.
Oh right.
Bit of resistance with the rust.
I think there's still a few gyms around here like that.
There's been a couple. They're not around anymore. I think they've either been knocked down or there's something else now. Or they've probably built houses on it or something.
So you've always kind of trained?
Yeah. So with the gym thing, I sort of sacked it off. Because you think in them days, you always thought that when you trained, you was going to be massive.
Yeah.
So you had this perception that you was going to go big by lifting weights, and it's proven and it's shown that it actually doesn't.
No.
You know. But in them days, said, oh, don't go weight training because you'll end up like with big muscles.
A bloke, bulky.
And you'll end up bigger than what you were now, sort of thing.
Yeah, it's funny that I think that stigma's still
going
around.
because as soon as I say to women, their goal is to get toned, well, you're building muscle, and their initial thought is that what you've said. They think they're going to get bulky and they get big, but it's your nutrition that gets you big, and obviously the quality of it. People overeat, and that's why they do get big.
Yeah.
But it isn't like if you lift a dumbbell up, you're not going to end up like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No, but that was the perception in that time.
It's still here now.
Yeah, so, I still get called Fatima Whitbread, or like I get called I'm jacked, or like just absolutely shredded, like, which is nice in some senses. But yeah, I'm not.
Well, I used to get you built like a brick shit house, but like going on, like let's fast forward to now. I went back to the gym because my kids have grown up going exercising. So in my years, they've grown up going not to the gym but exercising.
Yeah.
So they still go. They're both members of the Borough Gym.
Oh, nice.
And I've gone off my trail of thought now.
So how come you then got back into fitness? I'm guessing.
So I stopped exercising when I was going through the menopause. I know we're going to talk about that anyway. So I did a stint of a good few years where I didn't do anything, and at my fattest or my heaviest, whichever way you want to call it, I would probably gone to 16 stone.
Right.
And what would you have used to have? What resting weight would you have felt most comfortable at? Like, was that an extra 4 stone on top of what you used to? Or?
Well, probably in my 30s, I was probably about 10 stone. 9.5, 10 stone. Which was good for me. Yeah. And then sort of as you get older and you don't want to see the wrinkles when you start losing too much around your face. Yeah. Probably 11.5.
Right. Yeah. So then to go from like around 11 stone to then 16, that would have felt like for you and your body would have felt massive.
And I couldn't bend down and when I was fastening my shoelaces or fastening these boots or whatever out my trainers, which I probably didn't wear then. I was out of breath. Yeah. Just bending down. even.
And was that like a trigger for you? Was that a moment you're like, actually, no, this
That was a light bulb
change?
moment, yeah. My daughter was already going to her gym. She said, Mum, they're doing a challenge in January. Come and do this challenge. So that was what I did.
Yeah.
And obviously I've been a member ever since. And obviously I've been training. And then I fell off the wagon. I've done 12 months with nothing.
Yeah.
And then obviously I know you've been training to be a personal trainer. And you're so happy in the gym and stuff. So I thought, well, I'll message you, see if you've got any spaces.
Yeah.
And it just sort of went from there, really.
Oh, I think the fact that we actually gel as well, because I always say, like, you need to make sure that you click with your client and your client clicks with the coach that they're working with.
Yeah.
But it's been nice to see you you've been with him, what, 11 months?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been nice to see, obviously, I said to you today, obviously, progressing your strength. So it's not just, the aesthetic side, seeing you getting stronger. And obviously, you've mentioned your menopause. Going through that, obviously the worst thing you can do is stop, especially for women, like I spoke to you about bone density. Like, your body's no reason to retain any muscle, look after your bone health if you don't use it. So obviously if you don't use it, you lose it. So the fact that obviously you're back into your training, and I think it is more ingrained in you now. Like, we always see you in the gym when we're training.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, I feel proud that where you've got to now with your strength, and then obviously continuing that as well.
Yeah.
How do you feel now, like, as I know we've had a few other of Claire's clients on the podcast, like, how did you feel like your 11 months with Claire, like, how's that been, like, because naturally we talked about this 3-month kind of golden period, like, was there a point where you felt like, yeah, I'm actually starting to see a difference now, I'm starting to feel better in myself?
Oh, yeah, it was probably a couple of months in, started feeling a difference, especially the fitness side as well, doing, the finishers and doing bits of cardio, which I couldn't do the bike, and then all of a sudden now I can do the bike and I can do everything, and I can do a little bit more, and Claire puts a little bit more on. A little bit more.
But like anything, I'm not going to say I throw everything at you, but anything I've ever put in, you've always done it. Like your ball slams, like you work for a minute solid and have 30 seconds rest on 15 kilo ball slams at a time. You're pressing, which obviously I put on Instagram today, 220 kilo for 9 reps, and they are full reps as well. They're not them little quarter reps that we see in the gym. So the fact that not only obviously you're training, you're getting fitter, like you're doing it progressively, and obviously you've improved massively.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
And I bet you feel like you can tie your shoelaces properly now.
Oh God, yeah.
It's mad that though, isn't it? Like such a simple movement that you think, like, as you get, because I've said to a few people, I don't know why, for whatever reason, I've always said that as long as, no matter how old I am, I still want to be able to touch my toes. And it's something that like people kind of just lose over the course of the years, that like little movements where obviously I don't know what the science is behind, whether your muscles shorten or what, whether you don't move them as much, but
I mean my mobility is not
great.
great.
I think when
well, you said today about your friend, like she struggles to get out of bed.
Yeah, my friend said to me, we was just chatting, and she said, when you wake up in the morning, she said, are you stiff till you get up and you start moving about? And so I just said, no.
Yeah, I spring out of bed, I'm fine. Spring out of bed and do a ball slam.
You'll be used to moving in more than one plane, because obviously I bet did they go for walks? Did they move?
No. Probably not, no.
Obviously you're used to shifting weights in the gym, actually moving, you go off for walks. And I was saying, like, you fell when you're on a walk, and I think if you didn't train and you'd have fallen, you'd have probably hurt yourself more had you have not trained, because your bones probably would have been weaker, but they'll be stronger now. And like, thankfully you didn't actually break anything, you just hurt your thumb. I'm not laughing at Pauline falling, I promise.
Yeah, that's really 100%.
Not criticised. I got all quicker than where I went down. Start doing a burpees.
She's used to it.
There you go. But we've said that, like, if you fall over, a lot of women can't get back up. And I was saying to you today, like, you should be able to do a press up, because if you can lift yourself up from a fall, you're okay.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, like, as they get older, they can't even lift themselves up. Like, I don't want to get to that stage. I said to you, I'll be in the gym smashing it still. I want to make sure that I'm not frail and I'm not a little old biddy that can't move when she's older.
Yeah, so I don't want to be like that.
No, and you're not.
Nearly an old biddy, but...
You're smashing it though, like 220 on the leg press is insane. Like, that's mega.
Yeah, but even your strength all round, like it's impressive. Like, you're stronger than me, and I'm only 33, and you're doing better than what I am.
I do impress myself actually, because when I'm doing it, I think, my God, I can't believe I've just done that.
It is impressive, because I've seen grown men not like they haven't got the form that you've got, and they can't move the weight as well as what you do. So it is something for me to be proud of. Anyway,
does that not feel like you've got something that more of like it's a personal goal? Like that's what I found from going to the gym and training. There's those little personal wins that you go, I didn't think I could do that, and then you do it. Like that's what,
Like today I was lifting 200 and she stuck another 10 on the other side and I didn't know.
And then we put it up again. Because what did you whack out on the 210 though? Was it like 13 reps? It was something
like
silly.
That, yeah.
So like for me, you measure your reps. If you're going beyond what your actual rep range is, what it's set, then you know that it's too light. That's how you progress. But there's no point in lifting within yourself.
My husband's behind me all the way because he says to me,
I love that.
So what have you done today? Oh, well, I'll tell you what for doing. Next time you're doing deadlifts, just put a bit more weight on. Just do 2.
Could be coached on both sides.
It's nice that he supports you because obviously I'm an advocate, like your environment matters. So the fact that your husband's saying that, had he said, oh, you don't need to go to the gym, like echoing that around your environment, sometimes it's easy to then fall out of it. So it's good that you've got that and the support around you. So you've got us guys and then the group plus your hubby as well. So I think it does help.
If you said that to me, I wouldn't take him on anyway.
That's good. Some people do though. I've had clients where like the partner doesn't support them and then they have to taper off because they're not in an environment that they're supported. So it is good. It does help, but I'm glad that you'd just tell them to do one anyway.
Yeah.
So I wanted to touch on prevention is key. So obviously training now and starting now. I don't want to say you're not a spring chicken, but like you've showcased that it's never too late to start. What would you tell someone that's your age now that might be thinking about it or thinks they're too old to start?
Well, you're never too old to start, I tell you. So for me, I think it would be a good thing for anybody to start now, whether they're in the 50s, even the 60s. Some people in the 40s are not even exercising, which I think they should. But when you get older, like we said before about the bone density, I have a friend who's got osteoporosis and she's younger than me by a couple of years. So by not exercising, obviously your bones have become thinner, aren't they? Yeah. But when I'm assuming you've got thicker muscles, your bone density thickens.
Yeah, your resistance training helps that, and it's not to say get in the gym and smash out obviously 200 kilo odd leg press, but even just getting some body weight in there, a little bit of resistance and building it up. So yes, she's got that, but she should be obviously still getting some resistance in and not just accepting that fact. So don't accept what you've been given, like just work towards it and prevent it a little bit more.
Some people are probably going through the menopause. Everybody goes through it at different ages. I mean, I was probably in my late 40s. Some people might be going through it in the 50s. But when you're exercising regular, whether it be a bit of cardio, weight bearing exercises, which is key, I think, when you get older. Yeah. It suppresses the hot sweats. It suppresses the anxiety. It suppresses everything. What you go through when you go through the menopause. Because when I first started going through mine, I went to the doctors and they gave me antidepressants.
It's mad that.
It is mad.
And I just went.
Yeah.
I just threw them away. I thought, I'm not depressed.
Yeah. No, they put a plaster on it.
But there's been a TV programme on this morning saying they're going to start testing women over 40 for menopause.
Right, okay.
So I said to Barry, so 20 years too late for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's a step forward, but obviously sometimes it's too late for some. But like you say, like everything that you do for your health, like your exercise, your actual movement is going to help with the symptoms. But I think a lot of women just think, it's menopause, I'll accept it for what it is, and like they struggle through it without having to have guided on anything.
Because there was a point where you weren't training going through the menopause, and then did you start training with the menopause, or was you training
sort
throughout?
of in between.
So you actually got that balance between the two then. So like when did you? Sorry.
But what I would say to women is, everybody wants a quick fix for the menopause, like taking a pill.
Yeah.
I'll take a pill in the morning. I'll take a pill at night, or do this. But if you ride it and don't take nothing, I've not taken any HRT, I've not taken anything.
Good.
But that exercise for me, as you can see, I've sailed through it.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't have hot sweats anymore. I actually go to bed and I put the covers over me, whereas I used to lie on top.
It's the little things. I feel like that makes a difference, doesn't it? And obviously, I'm glad that you've pushed through and not just. A lot of people will just accept the pills, go for the quick fix, and not do any work, and that's society now. They want quick, easy, accessible, easily disposable, easy come, easy go. So it's good that you've actually pushed through that and realised what you need to do. And obviously it isn't quick. Like your health's for life. There's not going to be an end point where you stop exercising. Well, obviously if you die, that'll be the end point. But I'm glad that obviously you keep going, because I don't like saying we saw a little old biddy in the gym today, but for me, just seeing that and seeing that she's doing something, but you're just never too old.
Nearly all my friends and everybody I work with, nobody exercises.
Yeah.
Nobody.
I don't know that many people like in my circle that do. Like,
no.
There was a stat, like, I think I said it earlier on our podcast earlier, but I think if you're over 30 and you're still moving, you're in the top 5%. If you're over 30 and you're weight training, you're in the top 2.5%. And then I think there's a 1% there where if you're weight training and you're looking after your nutrition, you're getting your steps in, you're in the 1%. And that's only over 30. So I can't imagine what the stats are like for anyone over the 40s or anyone over... I mean, I work in an office environment where, like, quite a lot of people are still sedentary, where it's different, because that's what's interesting with, like, I don't know if it's different for you, but, like, I think our generation anyway are more, like, they don't move as much anywhere near as what, like, maybe your generation will have done, where you're on your feet a lot more. Like, I've been brought up with laptops and screens in front of us where you don't need to go anywhere. Whereas it's almost kind of scary, really, when it's like, why are we not
same
moving?
with my job. I mean, my job's changed, because I used to be a dental nurse and a receptionist, so I was moving about a lot. And now I'm the practice manager, I'm sat down a lot. So I have to make myself get up, move about. Obviously, going to the gym and doing whatever. Got my dog, take the dog out in the morning, take her out again at night. I do great today before I've come here. So doing all that to try and get the steps in, because like you said, when you sat down, you've not got the steps in because you sat down all day.
Especially when you're in a high pressure job as well, like, to imagine you are, like, you feel like you're chained to that desk anyway. So like that ability to move around is harder, because you've got to get the stuff that you're being paid to do. But it's almost you want to be able to move around as much as you can, but you just can't.
Yeah, I think people only see exercise as just the gym, but like you go for hikes with your husband, you go out walking the dog, and you're active throughout the day. You're not just, I've been in the gym, that's my 1 hour and I'm done. Like, it's moving outside of that as well. And I think that's what's good with you. Like, you'll go on hikes, probably massive hikes as well, more than what I do. And you're still doing that. So, like, that'll benefit you going forward as well. Because I've wrote a note here, like, what you do does matter. So you've got your training, which is going to help with your stability and balance, and then you've got your walking outside of that, so you're looking after your muscles, and then obviously your heart health as well. You're not just, I've been in the gym, that's it. Like, you do an array of things, which obviously it's going to benefit you in the later life. So
how do you find it with with you actually talking about your friends and like the people that you keep around you? It sounds like your actual household is quite a healthy, fit and active house. Especially with you saying that your kids are like going to the gym and stuff as well, which sounds like you've promoted that exercise from the get-go.
I've done that with them from an early age. So they were active at school and joining in all activities and that sort of thing. But they've done like CrossFit and they switch between different things, but they're still members at where I saw.
But how about obviously beyond the house, like obviously your wider circle, so your friends, your family members, like, are they still as active as your little inner circle, or are they kind of a little bit more sedentary?
Yeah, not as active, no.
Yeah.
When we go away in the caravan, the people that we go with, obviously we go on walks with the caravan, but I'm not saying they walk when they're at home. They'll walk with us when we're going wherever, walking into the centre or going up a hill, or doing a walk what we've Google mapped and get lost. And something like that.
That'd be me.
Part of the process of going on holiday on a hike.
Then it starts raining, and then it's windy, and it's like it is today. But
do they keep up with you? Because obviously your fitness is probably higher than what theirs is. Do they keep up, or do they just think, fucking hell, this is hard, I'm done?
Well, we once went up Rivington with my friend and a fella with our dogs, and you can walk to the top. We'll park at the school, walk up. You go up the hill, and then when you get to the top, that's when you start going up the hill. Because it's like a cars can go up that bit, can't do you know where
I know where you are if you go past Rivington School.
And my friend, we got to that bit before we even started walking up, and she said, "Oh God, my hamstring's gone." So I said, "Shit, we're not going all the way up there."
Here we are.
So we carried on walking. So you go round the hill, and then you go through a field where there's sheep.
I know.
I think we got to that point, and she sat down and she said, "I don't think I'm going to make it."
It's mad.
I said, "Why?" She said, "My hamstring's gone." She said, oh, back of her legs here was killing her.
Yeah.
And I was just stood there looking at Barry thinking, okay. So, do you want to go back down then? Because
we're carrying on.
Leave her behind, no dead weight.
But to be fair to her, she did carry on.
Right.
We got to the top. But when after that, I said to her, right, we'll start walking, even if it's just round here, and we'll find hills.
Yeah.
Just for help you.
Yeah.
Just build it up. I think a lot of people, they don't have that perseverance. Like, they just accept that they're out of shape, and then that's it. Then did she give up?
Did she give up?
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Right. I think I'm not going to say she'll regret it in later life, but just have a little bit of perseverance. Like, it's always uncomfortable when you start anything, but get a little bit uncomfortable and it becomes easier. And then it's a non-negotiable for you. Obviously, you're training, you're walking, and even down to your nutrition now. Like, you feel better when you eat better. And you had your first weekend out where you didn't drink.
Yes.
And it was alien to everyone.
Oh God, yeah. You're not drinking, no. Oh right. So we're going up there. We're going to this do. Are you leaving your car? No, I'm driving. Oh, you're not leaving your car there. No, I'm driving.
It's funny.
Oh right. So what are you drinking then? Clinton soda.
I get the restaurant.
Right. Okay. I'll have a Diet Coke. Diet Coke. Right, okay. Do you not want to drink? No, I don't want to drink. Fine.
This is how it is.
But it becomes a problem for everybody else.
Yeah.
And not you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're fine.
Yeah.
No, and then the buffet comes. You get some buffet. No, I don't want any buffet. Get some buffet. I said, I'm fine. I'll mind the bags. I'm fine. I don't want any buffet. I've had my tea. So they have. It's really nice. Go get some. I don't want any. When you go to the toilet, get me a cake. Get a cake. Come back. Are you not having a cake? I don't want a cake.
It's tiring, isn't it?
It's mad though, because like people are so mindless, but as soon as you take a little bit of control, like I don't feel like they know what to do with you.
No.
So like it doesn't make sense to eat for the sake of it because it's there. Like they're probably doing. They'll probably have had the dinner. I don't call it tea. They'll have had the dinner and they'll still gone out and just ate it because it is there, and they've gone out associating the fun with just drinking. So the fact that you've been able to go out, not drink, and you've put yourself first rather than trying to please everyone
But when you
else.
talk about, well, I've been to the gym 4 times this week. 4 times. 4 times. Yeah, I'm going to get it morning because I'm not had a drink.
You enjoy your hangover tomorrow.
Yeah, when I was walking dog at some people that ran at Livering Estate and I'm thinking, bet they're still in bed.
Yeah.
It's nice waking up fresh though. Like
it is, it's
I'm not a
amazing.
massive drinker, but when I've drank, it takes me a week to get back on track.
Yeah, because does it get worse? Because I found that in my 20s I was fine, and then I'm not saying like towards the later end of my 20s and 30s, like a hangover would last easily 2-3 days. Like, does it get worse as you get older?
It probably still lasts 2 or 3 days
Does
for
it?
me, I think. But yeah, it probably 2 or 3 days, and then you start feeling all right, and then it's Saturday again.
You're back on it again. My mum and dad are in that culture, like, and I don't know if it's like they grew up in the 70s, like as teens, and obviously the 80s and like in the 30s, so or the 20s. So yeah, that drinking culture is just like Friday, Saturday night, like back on it again, repeat cycle for however until.
But it becomes a habit, doesn't it? And then people, obviously, when they're drinking, they feel fine because then I say you're just feeding that, not that everyone's an addict, but you're feeding that addiction, so you're going to feel fine because you're just numbing everything anyway.
Yeah.
And then it's just that cycle, I'll have a drink and I'll feel better, and it's just on repeat then.
Yeah.
But because you went out for bottomless brunch, was it a couple of weeks ago, and you felt absolutely awful?
I was sick.
Yeah.
I think they need ban it really because not for my point of view, but somebody one of these days is gonna, because you have to drink so much in 2 hours, so everything's all you're gonna drink.
I mean, yeah,
all
you
that in
can't
2
alcohol
hours.
poisoning.
Yeah, so somebody's gonna get alcohol poisoning, and I don't know who it's gonna be, but one day it will happen.
Yeah.
Which one did you go to? Did you go to Doe?
I've been to both.
Yeah.
They're on the same day.
The Doe one is notorious for like throwing. It's a good value for money if you're looking at that point. But
we got there for like 2, and then it was constant. Then you know, prosecco, gin, whatever.
Yeah.
And then they come round with a little triangle piece of pizza, and you're thinking, I need more than that.
Yeah.
I was saving myself, so I'd have no breakfast, so I didn't do myself any favours.
Don't do that, by the way. Don't save yourself because then the alcohol absorbs into your blood.
I know. So by the time 5 o'clock came, we walked down to the next pub. So right, me done, I'm going.
Definitely.
So I went home and I was here. So I made myself sick. And
fair play if you like stop, and a lot of people think, oh, I'll power through and then just make themselves feel worse anyway.
Well, I think stayed out till 10 o'clock at night or something. I thought,
That's
no,
grim,
well,
that. 2 till 10.
I can't talk, I did it the other week.
I can't do it. I get to a point and then I'll get to like a merry point and then I have to stop because I don't want to go beyond that and then I don't want to feel shit, but I just can't. I can't hack it.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about alcohol before. Like, if you use it in your system, like if you're not a big drinker, then doesn't do it for you. Then it doesn't do it for you, does it? But I've certainly been one of that ilk where, get out of the weekend, get absolutely sozzled, and then suffer the next
it's all
day.
the cocktails as well, because I mean they're putting all that alcohol in all them cocktails. You know,
It tastes like juice for starters.
It tastes like pop, like Barnstone Martini or whatever, and it's gone.
Yeah. Porn stars were a bit lethal because I remember doing them on a night out and it was they just you knock them back, but I felt so bad the day after, like where you want to throw up but you just can't. So I just can't do it anymore. But like you going out and then not drinking, how much better did you feel in comparison?
Amazing. On a Sunday, yeah.
And you didn't waste your day. Like I hate wasting my days.
Yeah.
Like even if I have been out drinking, I want to make sure I get up and do something, not lie in bed, and rot away.
Yeah, it's hard because like I mean, it feels like my weekends are more precious now than they ever have been because like when you're working like Monday to Friday, like you then want your weekends to either go out and do nice stuff with like your other half or like just actually have a life because obviously you feel like you're working all week. So the last thing that I want to do
weekend as well.
Yeah.
Because you're not missing a day or something.
Well, I mean, easily like before I met you or before I had coaching really, where like my Sundays, if I'd been out drinking, was up until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I wouldn't really feel alive again. It's like resurrected from the dead, please. Like it's just. And then before you know it, you're into Monday, and obviously the older that you get, like it then carries through. Like, why am I tired? Why do I not want to go to work? Why can't I concentrate?
Yeah,
like, it knocks on massively, but. Yeah, it'd just be interesting in terms of obviously like I suppose going back to like the circle that you keep like with your friends. Like I know we've spoke obviously outside of this podcast. I know unfortunately you've lost a couple of friends this year. Like
I had a friend that died about a month ago. She had a blood clot.
Right. Was that like an underlying health condition there, or was it just? I don't
know what health condition, whether she had anything or not. I'm not really quite sure. But she'd been ill in bed all week.
Right.
And then her husband phoned for an ambulance and she died there and then.
Right. Wow.
With the blood clot, I think it travelled up to her heart or something.
Yeah.
Right. So how she got the blood clot or how that happened, I don't know.
And what would you kind of say? Was she a fairly fit and healthy kind of person, or was she in the middle, or was she quite unfit and unhealthy?
I'm not really sure.
Right.
She didn't exercise or anything like that.
Yeah.
She worked in supermarket, so she was probably walking about in the supermarket, but not really. She liked to wine.
Right.
But I don't really know what she did other than that. I know they went to the pub.
Yeah.
But and then I've had a couple of other friends that have died with cancer.
Right.
I mean, they used to label HRT with breast cancer.
Mm-hmm. They can do, but
I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, because there's always a small risk of it, but it's then because I posted one on alcohol the other week. It's the lifestyle around that. So rather than looking at HRT, like what's your lifestyle, what's your alcohol intake? Because obviously I posted it increases your risk of cancer, but nobody ever looks at alcohol as a problem. They just think, oh, I've accepted that. Yeah, like obviously everybody's got them cells in the body, but you're increasing your risk by your lifestyle. So if you're drinking regularly, then it's going to increase it anyway. That's why it's 1 in 2 people now. Yeah, because more people drink.
Yeah, and I've got another couple of people, friends as well, that have smoked in the past. I mean, smoking seems to be on the decline anyway. But people that have smoked all their life and then suddenly stopped, and then they end up with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, can't breathe.
Because the lungs have just had a battering all the lives.
Yeah.
See, my mum was where we talked about alcohol the other week on your podcast. With smoking, my mum was a heavy smoker, and she ended up with COPD. So where her lungs are going, my mum's were probably going like that.
Right. Well, not fully expanding then.
No. And she ended up on oxygen.
Right. Wow.
And it killed her in the end.
Yeah. My nan was like that. Like she was a heavy chain smoker, and obviously she ended up with the oxygen tank, and then is it emphysema and stuff like that.
Yeah, emphysema.
So,
It's a bit like COPD.
Yeah, and then just obviously constant oxygen, so you're not even breathing for yourself, so your body's already had enough by that point anyway.
Yeah.
So,
but at my age, no.
Tender age.
No, when my mum was my age, she looked old.
Ah, right, okay. So it aged her. Yeah.
So she couldn't walk from here to that door.
Yeah.
Without being out to puff.
It's
at
mad
my
that.
age.
Yeah.
I feel like I think a lot more people, like, I don't know if it's because my headspace is in a completely different point, but like, obviously you're in your late 50s. I don't see that as old, like, but I don't know if that's because people your age don't look like old people.
No, I think our generation tend to look younger.
Yeah.
I think, we're trying to do something about it, but...
Just fighting age.
Whatever it is. Plenty of cream on.
But what in my head when I was younger, like what a 60-year-old person would have been, certainly doesn't look like what, like, obviously you're in your late 50s, my mum and dad don't look that age in my head.
You associate it with like a little cotton head, don't you? Like a little frail old person, 60, but it's complete opposite. Yeah.
It's mad, like
with a walking stick and slippers on and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if that's. I wonder why that is. Whether it's just because like maybe it's just the way that people dress and the way that people look, and maybe they look after themselves a little bit more. Like obviously, there's a lot more aesthetic stuff out there, isn't there? That you can do with your face and that now. But
maybe people are more conscious of how they look.
Yeah.
Like they'll exercise or they'll get a bit of filler and Botox here and there.
Yeah.
So we are a more conscious society.
Yeah.
Like. Not a lot of people don't age gracefully, but obviously exercise is like anti-aging anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I'm working on a campaign at the moment for like a chain of gyms like in the northwest, and one of the kind of ideas is around like longevity and just keep going. And I think having looked at some of the statistics, I think obviously the average for you, if everybody does 150 minutes a week, which if you break that down into into 3 sessions a week, that's 50 minutes for over 3 sessions. Or if you break it down into 5 sessions, it's 30 minutes. Half an hour isn't a long time in the grand scheme of things. It can increase your life expectancy by 22%.
Yeah.
Which is mad, really.
I know, it's amazing, isn't it, really?
And all it's 30 minutes, like, and that doesn't have to be going caning it in the gym. That can be a brisk walk. That can be a swim in the morning. It can be a cycle. It can be whatever you want it to be.
Even just some body weight stuff. Like everybody does just think I can't get to the gym. Like your body weight stuff at home. Like knock out some squats, press up some pull ups, like be able to move your own body. And then if you fall over as a little old lady, you'll be able to get back up.
Well, it's an hour out your day.
Yeah.
Or half an hour out your day.
Yeah. And
to expand your life. Yeah.
When people say they've not got time,
it's
you'd
madness.
lose time, wouldn't you?
Yeah, especially if you say like
it's the prioritisation of time.
Yeah. If you say this is an extra year on top of your life, if you just do this and this, like of course you would do it. Like it's just weird that. Or I mean the opposite. I mean certainly for like our generation is I'm fall foul of it. It's sitting on my phone and just scrolling for easy half an hour, 45 minutes. Like and you're not moving, not doing anything. You're just melting your brain. Like
I'll never buy when people say they haven't got time. It's the prioritisation and the structure of your time. How many people sit and watch Netflix for 4 or 5 hours? I always say to you, when I've watched something, I've wasted that time and I could have done something else.
Yeah.
If I can't go at dinner time, sometimes I've gone in the morning, which is before I've gone to work. So
because it's a priority.
I've done what I'm doing and have a shower, straight to work.
It is mad when you find that, and I do think you do need to kind of find that thing that works for you.
Yeah.
Like for obviously us, like it's having a coach and having a focus and having someone to hold you accountable. But once you find that book, like it's a habit then, isn't it? And that in my head, if you put it down into bare bones, basic, simplistic things, is that it's just habit forming, isn't it? It's getting to the gym for a certain time, spending 45 minutes or half an hour there, going home, looking after your nutrition, going for a walk. Like obviously having a dog helps, I think, massively, getting out because you have to. But it's habit forming, isn't it? It's just little things that make a bigger difference. That can
it is habit, and it's like with the nutrition side of it. What I struggled with at the beginning was doing the meals, not it all ready. So now I'm like, I've got it ready.
Yeah.
So what I make for my TA or for my dinner day after.
Yeah.
It's easier that though. It's like less thought.
Yeah.
So you're not having to think about what you're having to smoke because you've already done it, you've prepared it, and it's there. And I think people overwhelm themselves with too much variety and they think, oh, I've got loads to do. Like, just scale it back and make it simple and easy like what you've done.
Yeah.
Prep it and just do some extra and then you've got it for tomorrow as well. As long as you enjoy it as well.
Yeah. So this morning when I was going to work, it was like, I had my gym stuff in a bag. And then I had my jumper because I couldn't fit in my bag. and I had my handbag, and then I had my dinner, and then I had my Aldi bags, because I was going to Aldi on my way home.
You're a crazy bag lady.
I just shoved it all over you.
No, it's good that you, like, obviously you had your session with me today, but you prepare that, you structure your day and you know where you are and what you're doing. I think people just try and wing it and hope for the best. Without structure, I'm the same. Like, if I don't write my week out, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
So even now, like, I still have to, I want to structure my week, like 15 minutes on a Sunday, and I know what I'm doing for the entire week.
Yeah.
And obviously you probably plan your sessions and when you're going to train, and that's
Yeah.
how you've done it, and obviously continue to.
Yeah.
So my final question to you is, what do you think about in the next 20 years? Like, do you see yourself still training or being active? Yeah?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I want to.
Yeah. And that is it.
Yeah, there you go.
But you want to make sure you can move and you're not
As long
frail.
as I feel alright, as long as I feel like I feel now. Supposedly 20 years ago I probably thought when I'm 50 now I'll be like my mum, and I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
That's
not
good,
like my mum.
that should be motivating for you.
Yeah. So as long as I feel alright and I'm doing what I'm doing, I will carry on.
Good.
Because I need to be able to do some pull-ups.
Yeah.
That's the next one.
That is, was it me that you saw doing it? That's your next goal now, though, isn't
I
it?
saw you doing it.
Yeah. So it's good. Like I always say, like old school ways was scale weight was the only win or progress, but obviously moving your body weight and setting performance goals, like everybody neglects that and they never think of it. So obviously going forward, that's what we're going to set for you, and you will do it.
Yeah.
Because I'll make sure you fucking do it.
Yeah.
But it's repeating that. And obviously you can always regress it and build it up, and that's how you get it. Like, you won't get anywhere by not doing it.
Yeah.
So, and I think like performance is a good goal to have, and obviously working on your strength, not just getting lighter on the scales, because lighter doesn't always mean healthier.
No.
So,
And I think when you're training as well, would you weigh a bit heavier?
Yeah, of course.
When even though your fat loss is going.
yeah, you can weigh, like Mel. She weighs pretty much the same, but she looks different. So it's your body composition.
Yeah.
Obviously, fat is more spread out and muscle's denser, so you can weigh the same, but you might look a smaller frame, but you have a bit more muscle. Muscle doesn't weigh more than fat, if anybody thinks that. A pound of muscle is a pound of fat, but muscle is denser, so it takes up less room in the body.
Yeah.
Obviously, fat's a bit more spread out, and I think that's what people, they get disheartened if the scales don't go down. That's why I brought in the Wednesday wins, because it isn't just about scale weight, it goes beyond that.
Yeah, definitely.
I know you touched on something before which just triggered something in terms of, I know we did a podcast a couple of weeks ago around like fad diets, and there seems to be a lot of stuff going on. Like, have you noticed, like, obviously over the course of you like being more aware of like your health and your fitness? Like, I know I've watched my mum do Weight Watchers and all sorts of stuff.
Oh,
like,
yeah, I've done it all.
I was going to ask you, like, had you kind of tried some of those things?
Yeah,
Like,
done Weight Watchers, I've done fasting, I've done Slimming World, what else have I done? Oh, various other things. But Slimming World is not, I felt that wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
But having said that, they said, right, you can have pasta, it's tuna pasta.
Yeah.
I can have as much pasta as you want. So I actually said to my friend the other day, one of the girls at work, because she still goes to Slimming World, and she said to me, she said, I'm thinking of trying something else because I'm getting a bit fed up. I said, yeah, but so I was trying to set to her what you said to me.
I love that though. If it echoes around like education, that's what I want.
I said to her, I said, when they said to you, you can have as much pasta as you want. You can't, can you?
No, calories are calories, in and out, the calories.
No, not really. So if they say you get a big bowl of pasta and eat it and you'll be able to pay lighter tomorrow, it's not going to happen, is it?
No, like, carbs aren't bad, but obviously you're going to hold, like, water anyway, because you've eaten a shitload of carbs.
A mountain of pasta and tuna pasta, then yeah, it's not going to...
Like, calories are calories.
Yeah. But when I used to go to Slimming World, you sit there, you used to get weighed, and then you sit there. Right, Julie, you've lost 2 pounds, have you done that?
She's had a poo, that's why.
And not drank any water.
She's lost 2 pounds, let's give her a clap.
Yeah.
But then if you gain it, is it a silent room if they've gained a pound? Or are you fat shamed?
Well, they don't actually say, oh, you've put weight on, you've not done so well this week, I know, not stuck to it. Well, what's the point?
It sounds like an AA meeting, this. It is, because obviously they'll just base the program, like, they might have smashed it and maybe look a little bit different, but they've been told that, the scale weight's the be all and end all.
She'd lost £3 And then the week after, she lost £2. She said, I'm doing all right here. So she went for a walk. I did 9 miles. And she's got one of these hoop things.
Oh, yeah.
And when you go like that, and then when you start losing weight, you take a link out.
Right.
And you carry on doing all this. Anyway, she said, I went to put £2 on. I'm not going again. She went business.
Jesus Christ.
Oh. So that's disheartened her just from a scale weight then?
Yeah.
That's
And she
sad,
could have been
that.
making progress.
Yeah, because she's moving more, she's feeling happier. Like, if you'd have took the scales away and she continued, she'd be further on rather than quitting.
I know.
That's mental. Give her a pep talk.
I know. I tried, but she doesn't listen. I was like, you might have like built a little bit of muscle. I said, and that's what the £2 is.
Yeah.
You know, because you ate well and this and that.
It changes throughout your cycle as well, like, especially for a woman.
It'll
like,
always go up and down, and it can be based on your stress, what you've eaten, like your menstrual cycle, your menopause, anything.
Yeah.
Like, it isn't always fat.
Yeah.
So it's moving people away from that, but obviously it's the old school way of just scale weight and that's it.
Yeah.
People base the success on it, so we'll hammer that out. We've got Wednesday wins, focused on performance and actually being healthier and happier.
Before they get to the scales, everybody takes everything.
Yeah.
They might first week weigh-in, they go leave all the stuff on.
Yeah.
Second week, shoes are off, jackets off, jumpers
It's
off.
not accurate though, because I bet they're going in the afternoon as well.
Yeah, they'll be going in the evening.
If you're doing
I
your
reckon.
scale weight, it'd be in the morning fasted, and you'd probably do it at the same place, same time each day. And if you did it every day, you'd notice that it goes up and down. It doesn't mean you've put fat on.
Yeah.
Like, that's the infuriating thing. I don't like it all. I don't like Slimming World or whatever the other one is, Weight Watchers. Just have a healthy, balanced, normal diet. Just eat food and be happy and exercise.
Cambridge diet.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, that's
not
the
done
new
that.
It's not for me. It's not. It shouldn't be for anyone. That it's not healthy.
Yeah,
You're telling
like
people
this.
to.
Well, these things you can get online now, what they advertise on TV and stuff. At meals are like that.
Yeah, it is. They're all calorie controlled. That is it. But they're that calorie controlled that they're restrictive, and not every person's the same.
Yeah.
So, and I don't want to replace meals anymore with a shake or a fake chocolate bar. I want to eat food. I want to be happy. And you can't have a social life if you're on the fucking Cambridge diet, can you?
Bacon, egg.
Yeah.
Bagel.
We have the same breakfast every day, and it's a bacon. It's either a wrap or a bagel. Sorry, so we do sometimes change it, but bacon, egg, bit of hash brown as well, which everyone will probably fucking demonise. Yeah. It's nice.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we
I'm happy from
basically do the old school. I used to work in Mackey's, so we do the old school Mackey's breakfast wrap. So like, it doesn't feel like the calories are still there, the protein's still there.
Yeah,
like,
and do you know what? It's about 300-ish calories, and I think everyone would think, oh, you can't have that. And they'll probably have just like an egg and a piece of bacon normally.
yeah,
Cut
or a
everything else
bowl
out.
loaded full of granola, like thinking that they're being healthy, and they're absolutely having
It's
probably
full of
smashing
sugar, isn't
700
it?
calories.
Yeah, the calories would be higher on the granola, and they're getting less like the macros than what they are on our little breakfast wrap.
Yeah.
So take away from this, just a balance and have some exercise and look after your health over the long term.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, but you are like a massive inspiration. Like obviously we see you in the gym and like see you with Claire's hoodie on, and like it's just nice to like see you in there like training, and you look like, I think I clocked you a couple of months ago, probably about 6 months ago, and I was like, you just look happier. Like,
God, yeah, was it?
but it just radiates out of people.
But as well, it's like when I'm at home and I'm sat down, I'll have my pyjamas on and we'll be watching something I'm telling them, I'll go out and I thought, can feel, actually feel
The muscles.
can feel, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Nice,
someone in shorts and I'm like,
I love that.
the pins
Like
out.
you're more confident in your body, you're happier, and you don't look tired. I'm not saying you look tired before, but you look. I always say, like, you look alert, you look healthy, and that's what it's about.
I know. I think I'm more closer to you now than what I ever would have been like this time last year. But like in a few different ways. But like seeing, I don't know. I've got an invested interest in obviously like Claire's clients, and like obviously you're one of them, and I see a few others like in the gym now, and it's nice watching that transformation where they come in and they almost like, don't look at me, I just want to kind of skulk around, and then like you see others like, you know, for example, James is one of those where like you can see it kind of radiating out of them, and it's just, if everybody just knew that it takes a couple of months of just dedication and just a little bit of perseverance to get to a point where you're like, I'm happy where I am, and I've got something to focus on that's for me, not for work, not for society, not for anyone else, but for me, then like it just unlocks a lot of stuff.
It's like what they said to me, oh, you're going gym again. Yeah, I'm going gym again. Because I want to go to the gym.
Good.
That's your time, isn't it? That's you moving your body, like.
Plus, having a coach as well is being accountable, like I said before. But it's showing you how to do certain movements,
Yeah.
and making sure you're doing it right. And you said to me today when I was doing deadlift, I wasn't aware of what I was doing.
Yeah.
I was obviously bringing the bar a bit further away. It was probably making it harder for myself.
Yeah.
But it's little things like that as well.
Yeah, see little
You know.
adjustments, and then obviously you'll carry that forward. But teaching people inside and outside the gym,
Yeah.
like it's going to pay off. And I'll always say, if you have a coach, you're showing up for yourself and that coach. Like the communication and the check-in is an important part, not just what we do in the gym. And obviously
Yeah.
you've always communicated with me, like when you've needed extra help and support, like you've checked in and I've been able to give it to you. And then obviously we
Yeah.
talk in the gym as well. So you've got a lot from obviously your journey, and obviously.
Yeah, but you
Mel
give
as well.
us the tools, don't you? Then
Yeah.
it's then down to
Yeah.
us to then execute that.
Yeah,
So
it's a two-way
team.
street.
Yeah.
And obviously making sure you communicate, because I think people have that assumption, oh, I've got a coach, that's all I need, and then they either don't communicate or they do what they want and then they go off kilter on the weekend, but they think, well, I've got a coach, it's their fault. But obviously it's a two-way street.
Yeah.
So yes, we will wrap it up there.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I think for me, my next goal is just getting through Christmas.
Yeah.
No, it's a big one, that one, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like, not,
You know,
not
just
smashing the shit out of it.
No,
Like,
I mean, what I normally do at coming up to Christmas, everybody's like, oh,
That 1 month of fuck it mode,
Yeah.
even though it's one day.
It's coming up to Christmas, I'll just have that chocolate.
Yeah.
Chocolate's coming in at work, yeah. All
Yeah.
this stuff.
It's the association of
But-
it just being around food and alcohol, though, and it isn't actually about that.
No, but every year, I said to myself, I'm not going to do that.
Just being mindful, like
And-
pause
but
before
this
you do
year-
something.
I'm in a different...
Yeah.
yeah,
So-
different headspace, and you'll be
different-
focused.
I'm different this year.
You'll find, and I did this last year, is that because obviously you're paying for a coach, like
Yeah.
that dedication's there. Is that, like you said, I allowed myself that time in and around them few days around the 25th of December to have a little bit more leeway.
Yeah.
But I found that because I'd kept on track, I'd actually trained like in during Christmas,
Yeah.
during the Christmas period. That when I went into January, that's when I started to see the most amount of difference in my body, because I've not absolutely thrown it all by the
Yeah.
wayside in December.
Yeah.
So big props to, that's a really,
Yeah.
really good goal to have in my
Yeah.
eyes.
I would just be mindful, like it's one day, don't use the whole of December, which is,
I know.
what, 31 days?
Well, that's
you
why
can
everyone
still
comes back in January and goes,
Yeah.
oh, new year, new me. Like, if you just carried on as normal,
you'd be a
you
better
you wouldn't
version.
need it. Like, madness, like, crazy. And then they wonder why they're still not in good shape for the holidays, because it
I
just
know.
doesn't, it's not a habitual thing. It's
No.
just a on it, on, off.
Yeah.
Keep the frequency
Yeah.
up, and then just being like mindful. A lot of people are just mindless, and they'll overeat, they'll overdrink, and it's for the sake of it, and then to probably fit in with everyone else because it's the norm.
Christmas Day, you've had enough because you've done it all before Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
Not just
you're
like,
right.
not just seeing food as like, oh, it's the only thing to fucking do. Like, go for a
No.
walk, do
I know.
something. I'll still be training. I said to you, like, I train
I will.
Christmas Day.
Ah, well.
I just go and open the gym up and have a session.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Pauline's secret little,
I'll see all my little people come in.
Claire secret little elves on Christmas Day.
No, but that's like, so that's my little routine. I don't think, oh, I'm gonna smash a load of food and fuck the gym off for a month, which a lot of people have that mindset. Oh, I'm gonna take a break now, but I'll be back in January. It doesn't work like that. So
No,
don't
30
anyone get any ideas either.
No.
No, I know.
That 30-day momentum you lose, don't you? Like, even like
Yeah,
a
it's
week
harder to
where-
get back into it if you've broke your habits, because it's your frequency that builds the habit. So
Yeah.
if you have 30 days off, you're making it harder to then start in January.
Yeah.
Just keep going, have a couple
But
of
then you
days
get
Christmas,
anxious
enjoy
then.
it.
By
Yeah.
going back because
Yeah.
you've not been.
Yeah,
And then you
yeah.
feel worse. So just keep it going. Don't give up. It's not to say don't enjoy yourself, but
Yeah.
don't be mindless and just give up on your goals because of one day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's my 10 penneth.
As you can tell, we're in October now, we're talking about Christmas.
I know.
Oh,
Get Halloween out the way first.
Yeah.
But no, it's good that you're thinking about that now.
Yeah, that's mega.
yeah.
And other people
Yeah.
hopefully will as well.
Yeah.
You should
So-
be proud of yourself and excited to see how you get on in the next few
Yeah.
months and
I
beyond.
know. I know.
I'm
I look
excited.
forward to it though.
Yeah, go on, Pauline.
That'd be a good goal.
Yes.
We will.
There you go, she's laying down the gauntlet, you've seen it here
know.
now. And,
The goal's been set.
yes.
Pull
Well,
ups.
I'm 60 next year, so
Yes. I
That'd
love
be a nice
that.
60th present, and it'll be
Yeah.
something to look. I always say a photo shoot is something to look back on and be proud of,
yeah.
and because obviously it is nice to look back on. Like I've done 3, and I'll be doing my 4th one soon, and it's nice to see how far you've come. Because each time I've done it, I've been different, and
Yeah.
I've been a better version of myself.
Yeah.
So I'd be excited to support you on that.
Anything would be a better version.
Oh, you'll look mega, Pauline.
You will.
No doubt about that.
Right, we will leave it there. We'll be back next week. Obviously, thank you for there. I can't even talk now.
Oh, you did so well.
I know, I've got through a whole podcast without stuttering, but I'd like to thank Pauline for coming on, and obviously Mel for always co-hosting with me as well.
You're welcome.
So we will see you next week, guys. Bye.
Bye. Bye.